gamers, it is Poo here, and check out my cosplay. I'm dressed up as someone from the Squid Research Lab. Isn't that cool? In today's video, I'm going to be doing an analysis of the Splatoon 3 trailer. We're going to be covering things that you might have missed, secrets and hidden details, and anything else like that. Yeah, so we're going to be doing a live analysis. I'll just be looking over the trailer and pointing out anything that I think is worth noting. In our first scene, I just want to start off with right off the bat that a lot of people didn't think this was Splatoon. When I first saw this though, I immediately thought, okay, chaos, like that looks like chaos, like post-apocalyptic. I thought it was Splatoon. I low-key had a feeling. First that, okay, we have this sort of canyon setting that's reminiscent of Octo Canyon in the second game, or, you know, somewhere really dry. So in this scene, there are some aspects in here that definitely are reminiscent of Salmon Run. We could see these like barrels, which they're very much like apparent in Salmon Run, and they make an appearance here in this scene as well. And then we also have things like the construction tape or the caution tape here. That's in Salmon Run for sure. We have like scraps and junk, so there's a lot of junk around here, right? And what I think this scene's pretty important, right? A lot of people gloss over this, but this is definitely going to play a big role in the story mode. Like, we can already tell that there's already stuff in the background. We zoom in there. There seems to be some sort of gate and like maybe is that a building? There's definitely a gate over there, and there's something else just a little bit further. But I'm assuming, right, this will be the beginning area of the story mode. Okay, so this is where we get our first look at the new Inkling, or supposedly the new agent, possibly. Because this takes place in Splatland, which is completely far away from Inkopolis. Like they said in their tweet on the official Twitter page, that Splatlands is like a very far off location from Inkopolis. So taking place in a completely new area, does that mean we will be seeing the Squid Beak Splatoon come back? Possibly, but at the same time, they might not even be in the game at all. Like, we might just be playing as like our own solo type of Inkling. It either is the beginning of the game or the beginning of the single player campaign. And I feel that Nintendo might do something more of the tutorial this time around is actually a bit of the single player. There is definitely some sort of apocalyptic vibe. Like, I know for sure that this is based off of Team Chaos winning, but the game has something to do with that. Bam. Okay. Now we have select a style. Gender is completely removed. We see the braided hairstyle here, and then we see this sort of slick back hairstyle, and then we see twirly octoling hairstyle, and then longer sort of, I don't really know my hairstyles, but in the official artwork. And you know, okay, with Splatoon 2 we had like our kind of like somewhat official Splatoon characters. Like in the promotional work, there would always be a set of Inklings that they show off wearing the same sort of gear and hairstyle. Like in Splatoon 1, you had the orange Inkling girl, and then Splatoon 2, you had the pink Inkling girl. And then Splatoon 3's, I guess, main character, right? The main promotional Inkling is the one with the braid. So these three over here are going to be the other promotional Inklings and Octolings, I'm assuming. Now, as our first skin tone, we have actually 3 new shades that they added. Because in the previous game, there was only 6. So now we have 9, which is pretty cool. And oh, okay, now you got eye color. This is like 21 eye colors. That is a lot, because in the others, in the Splatoon 2, there wasn't that many. But now, well, there was a lot, but there wasn't as many as Splatoon 3, as you can see clearly by the amount of eye colors we have here. But our eye colors are also multicolored. So now we have like these variants over here with multiple colors, which is really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and play that, and I'll show you guys the eye colors. So, okay, so this is just basically a singular color for their eye, and then there, right there. Okay, this is the multicolored. We can see that the outer rim is somewhat green. There's like a green outer rim, and then this top color is basically the pupil. The middle color is, you know, what's in the middle, and the bottom color is what's on the outside. And then this is the one that they select, which has a sort of orangish hue on the outside, which I think is really nice. So definitely, like the other colors here, like I'll go back. Like these colors here, right? We have somewhat, like some of the pupils are like not even, they're not black. Like some of them are, like this one's red. So I'm very much curious to see what that's gonna look like. And then it's our hair. So this is the first hairstyle. This is the second one. So this one looks, not gonna lie, it looks like bananas on top of his head. Like It looks low-key like bananas. And then we have, okay, I want to explain this hairstyle real quick. The official Nintendo Twitter page did mention, or official Splatoon Twitter page did mention that because of the harsh sort of dry environment, the squids basically had to adapt to it. So now their tentacles are dried up and crusty. The reason why they look kind of like that is because if you've ever actually eaten dry squids before, they become like this sort of flaky texture. It becomes really flat and like it becomes like curly and flat looking. And then we have our, is that our bowl cut? So we have our bowl cut too. This is definitely different compared to the old bowl cut. So, and then we have our OG hairstyles here. Yeah, so now hairstyles are not locked to a gender at all, and you could just wear whatever hairstyle you want, which is pretty cool. There are, I think there's a total of 9. Yeah, there's a total of 9 pants now. Okay, I could tell you for sure that these ones, like all these are returning pants. These are, none of these are new except for that one. This one right here, that one's definitely the new one. So these pants are new additions to the game. So these weren't even there before. Everything else has been in Splatoon 2. I'm sure in later updates or later information that they drop, there will be more pants, because for now they're only showing like a little bit of the game, but I'm sure in the future there's gonna be like a second row and there'll just be way more pants in the game this time around. Their little buddy just looks way more cleaner in this game too. Like I remember Small Fry in Splatoon 2, they did not look this as clean as this. Like this looks really clean. So graphical improvement right there. As you can see, there's actually multiple hairstyles for little buddy. Okay, so next scene here we have our Inkling light. So what is this flashing light? That's the ink tank. I'm sure you guys are aware of that. So that's the ink tank, and this time around the ink tank is actually a water bottle, which is really neat. It's a water bottle. Oh, speaking of which, wait, I just realized. Okay, this scene takes place, I know it takes place in the same location, but it takes place, I think here, right here. This is where it takes place. Okay, so this is where, like, this little bottom corner is where we were, like, originally. This is like in this scene we were there, because as you can see, once our Inkling gets up and goes, we can observe that there's, once again, the construction tape right there. Look, the caution tape and the little metal scraps, the trains in the ground. It's definitely this one. So these two are in the same area basically, and that confirms right there that this gate is going somewhere. I don't know where this gate is heading off to, but we could see that there's a destroyed building of the Eiffel Tower in the next scene. And what we see in this scene is there's the Eiffel Tower, but it's all destroyed up. This confirms a couple things. This scene is very much a sort of like a 2D platformer look. It's on a side view. I don't know if this is either the camera for the trailer, or if we play the game, we might actually like play in sort of a side scroller view. I think that for the single player, we might actually experience that. There might be a couple of areas where we are doing some 2D side scroller. No, I do want to point out that it seems like there's like a crater here, almost in a sort of sense. Like there's definitely mountains in the background. I don't think these are mountains. I feel like there was like land here, but then like the thing got flipped and it made a giant crater, because this looks like a crater in my opinion. I think there's like a hole in the floor basically, and there's an absence of water as well. Where did the water go? It's gone. It's dry, right? There's no water in this game. Like there's not a single scene do we see water. And that kind of thing, that makes me think that, hey, okay, I know that in the previous games they were mentioned before that the Octolings and Inklings are fighting over land, a tutorial area, because there was enough land because of rising sea levels. I don't know if this area had like land before, or like did the water disappear? Something happened for the water to go away, so there's like a drought basically. I think that is because, right, because there is a bunch of land, so there's no overpopulation or anything. Unlike in Gopolis and like previously mentioned Splatoon, there was not enough land for the Inklings or Octolings, so they went for. So now that there is this sort of dry desert, just has a bunch of land everywhere, and there's like no water or whatever, Inklings and Octolings live among each other. We're just kind of running up the hill. Why not? Oh, wait a second. That is a ship. That is a boat. There is a boat right there. Okay. There is a boat in this scene. There was definitely water here then. Before this area, this crater probably had water in it or something. There was definitely a source of water here, and then it disappeared. I feel like that's gonna play a big role in the game. Something revolving around droughts or like missing sources of water or something is definitely gonna be involved. Like, I don't think we're saving the Zapfish again, okay? Okay, a lot of people gloss and skip over this part. I'm going to analyze as much as I can from the scene. Okay, we have this big fish dude over here. Just like in Octo Expansion, we were introduced to a bunch of new species. Now they're up in land. So we got this guy over here. Very funny. But there's gonna be definitely more species in Splatville, I think. Aside from just the jellyfish, we might see there are a couple of different species just kind of walking around and doing whatever, which will be very interesting. This tower, once again, it makes an appearance here. It is humongous compared to everything else. It is the tallest tower. And we see it earlier in the other scene. We see it once again. And later on, we also see it in this train scene as well. That tower is going to play a big role. So it's either like Grizzco or I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. But like, wow. Okay. So we got to look at the city. And then now we're going to look at Splatsville. There's a lot to cover in this area. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching the video, and if you want to stay tuned for part 2, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and comment below. Until next time, Poofu offline.